Bitcoin, right? You know, if you would have invested $50 in Bitcoin just 6 or 7 years ago, you'd be a multi-millionaire, 4.5 million to be exact. So the opportunity is there, and it's just absolutely outstanding. I don't know what all Pam shared with you, but I'm going to start from pretty much the beginning, and then we'll go through it. And then when I get done, if we have any questions, we'll take time to do that. Okay. So Helium, who are they and what do they do? Okay, Helium is a network company just like Sprint, AT&T, Verizon. They provide network coverage for IoT devices. You know, Sprint provides network coverage for data, so we can send and receive text messages, and for cellular coverage, so we can make a phone call, right? Well, Helium is doing the same thing, but they're providing network coverage for IoT devices, Internet of Things. If you need Sprint service in your area and they find out, Rob, Rich, you have a couple acres on your property, they might approach you and say, hey, if you allow us to put one of our Sprint towers on your property, we're going to pay you X amount of money every single month for X amount of years for allowing us to have that tower there, right? That's how they grow their network coverage. I actually know someone personally, about 30 minutes from here, it happened to. They're getting $2,500 a month for 25 years from Sprint. So happens all the time. Helium is doing the same thing, but instead of building these massive towers, they have put it into a small box that can fit in the palm of your hand. I don't know have you guys seen the miner itself?
Yeah.
So they put it in a small box and they say, hey, if you plug this miner in, you're providing network coverage in your area, approximately 7 miles, and we're going to pay you X amount of money in our crypto, HNT, every single month, forever, as long as you leave it plugged in. So the major question is, okay, how much are we earning, right? How much crypto is this thing producing? So I'm going to do a screen share real quick. Can you guys see my map?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. So I don't know if any of you guys have checked out this map, but looks like Angel's joined us.
Oh, good.
Hey, Angel. I don't know if any of y'all have checked out this map, but this is a coverage map for the Helium network. Sprint, AT&T, Verizon, you know how they have coverage maps where you can see all their towers? This is a very similar thing. So you can see where all the towers are in the world. I'm going to focus in on where I live. Okay, so this is Ocala. These are the 2 towers. Now, geographically speaking, it does not matter. It don't matter if you're in the middle of the desert with no civilization around you, or if you're in the middle of New York City. It doesn't matter the geographical location. What matters is if there are more towers around you. When there are other towers around, they communicate and they boost the productivity. So if we look at my tower, it's all by, well, there's one other tower, right? I just plugged this one in, and it's not producing a whole lot right now because it's what they call a lone wolf. So this is what I'm showing you right now is worst case scenario, right? If you can see, I have earned 5.57 HNT, and I plugged it in, I want to say probably 5 days ago. So 5.57 at the current value. This box in the last week has made me $100.26. Right.
Woo-hoo!
And I'm yeah, pretty awesome, right? And I'm showing you this because I want you guys to see really worst case scenario. This is horrible, right? Now I have 50 I've ordered 50 miners, right? So I have 50 of them coming. That number is not gonna, yeah, that number is not going to last, right? So in a matter of once those other miners get here, we're going to see that productivity just skyrocket. And I'm going to show you what it's going to do. So let's go back and look at the coverage map. And I'm going to show you just 30 minutes north of me. If you're familiar with the area of Gainesville where the Gators play, young college kids, right? They stay up to date on the whole crypto space. So look how many miners are in Gainesville, right? And I'm going to click on a completely random one. I don't know which one this is. It could be a good one, a bad one. We'll see. If it's a new one, All right. So
Hey, Mitchell,
yeah.
the provisioning department comes up with the creative names, right? Like I don't have to get creative with the names of
Yeah.
my devices, do I?
Yeah. It's funny you asked that. That was one of my first questions. I'm like, who the heck would come up with these names? When you
Okay,
purchase the miner, it comes to you directly like that with the name assigned to it.
fair enough.
So you see this one, see how it's communicating with all these other towers? It has the little lines to them, right?
Yeah.
Now look what it's doing. 353 H&T a month. So at the current value of H&T, this miner is producing over $6,300 a month passive every single month because there's other miners around. Not because it's in a city, because Gainesville is not some crazy city, but because it's getting proof of coverage from other miners, right? So the amount of money that can be made from this completely passive is absolutely incredible. Before I move on any further, does anyone have any questions?
One quick question that will be interesting to know is, how there's quite a few red ones which are offline.
Yes, sir.
So why on earth would that be? Why would anyone get one and then not have it online? Because there's lots of them that are offline. It just I'm a bit baffled by that.
Yeah, it is confusing. So I can't say for everyone. Now I can tell you this: there are 100,000 miners back ordered, right? So before you get your miner, about 5 days before they ship it, it will show up on the map, right? And it will show offline, and about 5 to 6 days before they ship. And then they ship, and then once the person gets it and they plug it in, it will go online. So either A, those are miners that are getting ready to be shipped. Like my miner, it popped up on there about a week before I actually got it. And it was showing offline. So there are 100,000 orders back ordered. So that's probably a good amount of them. But I only have one right now, and I unplugged mine to take it somewhere to show somebody, because I had a guy who said, I'd love to put it in, I just don't have a lot of space. And I didn't want to explain to him, oh, it can fit in the palm of your hand. I wanted to take it in and show him, right? So I unplugged it and I drove down the road and I showed him, and he's like, heck yeah, let's do it. Well, when I unplugged it, it showed it offline. So there's a number of reasons. It could be a situation like that, or wherever it's plugged in, maybe they lost electricity, or the internet went down, whatever. But I think probably the majority of them are orders that are on back order.
Okay, that makes sense. Cool.
And Mitchell, kind of along those lines, I was on the call Monday night. Pam and I first talked Monday afternoon, and I did get on the call with Chuck and Stern, I forgot his name, Richard, right?
Yeah.
Monday night. And Chuck was saying about, the addresses. So if I order 6, let's say I place an order for 6 miners, and I just want them all shipped to me, the way it kind of seemed on the call the other night, like I better know the physical address that it's going to go to, when I order it. Like if I want to send one, if I want to put one in my brother's house in Fort Myers, but I don't have his approval yet, I'm just kind of buying 6 and figuring, hey, I'm going to put this one in Fort Myers. It seemed like what he was saying the other night, like it's a real problem to change the address of where the device is or something.
Yeah, it is. It's getting easier. So the thing is, you want to get in the queue. So I got 50 coming. I certainly don't know. Well, I split that, so I have 25, right? I certainly don't know where those 25 are going. I have no clue. But I'm in the queue. I got them coming, because if you place an order right now, you're looking at a month and a half. So you have time to work it out. Worst case scenario, you can put the shipping address to your house, right? And you can put, for the install address, you can put TBD, to be determined.
Okay.
And what we'll do is it will put you in the queue. So say there's 10,000 people in line, it'll put you at 10,001. And when they get to you, they'll call you and say, hey, we're ready to ship, but your install addresses still say TBD. And at that point, you can give them the addresses, or you can just say, go ahead and ship them, so you can get them at your house. And here, probably within the next month, so about the time you get your miners, they're going to have it to where you can actually provision it on your cell phone. So you can log in and you can type the address of where you want to put the miner on your phone, and then just provision it that way. Right now, they have to be, so I bought 2 initially. I had no idea where I wanted to put the second one, but I put my my office as the install address for both of them. You can only put one at a location, right? So I had them both shipped here. And then the day I got my miner, I landed another location in Gainesville. So I had to send my miner back to the manufacturer to have it reprovisioned for that address, and I'm still waiting on it. So you definitely want to have the addresses if you can, but it's not necessarily a must.
Okay.
Good question.
As of this morning, am I allowed to order anything? Because when I clicked on it yesterday, it still said no.
Let me check something. Yeah, like I said, they were so back ordered, they stopped taking orders for a little while. I'm thinking it's probably going to be mid-afternoon tomorrow. Can y'all see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they're still not taking orders right now. Probably mid-afternoon, they're going to start taking orders. Just keep checking back, and I'm keep checking too, because I'm trying to place more orders myself. So just keep checking back. Probably tomorrow afternoon it'll be up and running.
Right.
But if I see it before y'all do, I know Pam put it in the email that she sent out about our Facebook group. If this is a for sure thing, and you guys are wanting to get on board, I suggest joining that Facebook group, HNT Network Builders, and send a request and I'll accept you. And I'm putting out all the information. The question you asked about provisioning, I'm putting out a video today on how to provision them on the website and stuff. So we're going to be releasing a lot of information. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to place these miners to where they can communicate and work to the best of their abilities, because there's a lot that goes into that. And let's go over to, y'all can still see me, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to type in my office address. I don't know what's happening. Reload this. It usually autofills it here. There we go. This is how you want to determine where to place them, because this is really important. Okay, so this is my address, and you can see my miner is called the Formal Cloth Turtle. And this red zone here, it's not necessarily going to hurt you if there's another miner there, but it's not going to help you at all. So what you're looking at is this green area. Who do I know in this area that could put one of my miners in their house, and I'll pay them 10% of whatever it does? Or who do I know in this green area who might be interested in purchasing their own, right? Now, I tell you what, if I was to go to you, Rich, Rob, Angel, and I say, hey, look, I have this box that generates money. I wouldn't recommend saying it like this, right? We got to smooth it out a little bit, but I got this box that makes money, right? You plug it in and it produces money every single month. You're going to be skeptical. I get it, right? And I tell you guys, it's not going to cost you a penny, right? Nothing. But if you let me plug it in your house, I'll give you 10% of everything it does. Who here would say no? All right. Who here would say yes? It's the easiest thing I've ever done in my entire life. Okay, so you see right here? No, right there. Right there where that little square is, there's a massive pawn shop called Ocala American Pawn, right? I went into that pawn shop, never met the owner in my life, and I walked up to him and I said, hello, sir, my name is Mitchell. I work for this for a company called the Helium Network. We've really grown out the Gainesville area. And I showed on my phone the coverage map, how it's all built out in Gainesville. I said, we're trying to build out Ocala, and your address lands right in the real estate where we need to place a tower. This is the tower, and that's when I told you I unplugged it. I brought it with me. I said, this is the tower, and if you allow us to plug it in on one of your windowsills, we'll pay you 10% of whatever it produces every single month. And he said, well, what does it produce? And I said, well, I'll give you two examples. I can show you what we're doing here in Ocala, and I showed him, 6 tokens a month, and I can show you what we're doing in Gainesville after we've built it up, 300 tokens a month. So if you'd be interested, if you'd allow us to plug it in, it costs about $5 a year to run electricity. I'd love to give you the opportunity, because you're right outside the red zone where we need to place another tower. You know what he told me?
Sure.
He said, his exact words, I have no idea what the hell you're talking about, but if it's not going to cost me any money, go ahead and plug the thing in over there. Right. And that's the response you get. I mean, who would say no to that? So I don't have the miners, but I've already communicated with people on just about every corner of this hexagon and got people to agree to let me place my miners. So when they come in and I strategically place them in the appropriate area, you're going to see it go from, 5-6 tokens a month to 350, 400 tokens a month. And that's when we're talking substantial amount of money, $30,000, $35,000 a month.
I do.
It's absolutely insanity.
Stay out of my hexagon, Mitchell. We're practically neighbors.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's a lot of stuff you can do with this. You can go up here to the tool. You can remove the red zones. You can take away the sweet spots so you can see the roads a little bit better. And if you zoom in, it will actually pull up some of the different businesses, so you can get an idea. I grew up in this town, so I know a lot of business owners here, so it makes it easier. If you're not familiar with the area, you guys, if you made it to the call, you might have met Rick Cotton or seen Rick Cotton speak. Let me show you.
He's in Vero. This guy.
Yeah, he's in Vero Beach, and this is what got me motivated. That's good Southern speaking. Got me motivated. Rick Cotton started, and there was no miners in Vero Beach. He was all by himself, just like I am in Ocala as of right now, pretty much. And Rick went out and bought 7 or 8 miners. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, he bought 7 or 8. He owns 90% of these. I think, I don't think he owns these 3 right here, but he owns the majority of this. So he went out and bought these miners, and he built the network himself. What he did was he went to helium.place, typed in his address, and then saw everywhere he needed to get a miner placed in order to boost the productivity. He said when he plugged in, he was mining 6 tokens a month. All right, let's see what he's doing now. And like I said, I don't know if this is his or whose this one is, but 400 tokens a month. You guys want to do the math on that? I haven't checked and seen how much H&T is worth right now, but
It was 17 yesterday.
Okay, so at 17, that's $6,800 a month. And guys, he only that's on one tower. Check this out, guys. He owns all these towers. You know what I'm saying? So let's for giggles, let's click on another one and see what it's doing. That's another
Nice.
That's another what, $7,500 a month on 2 towers. So now we're at about $15,000 a month, 2 towers, right? So imagine what kind of income. And the reason I love this is because who here, by a raise of hands, have been told something when it comes to business, and then later on down the road you found out it's something completely different, right? And
Yeah.
not even, it's me too, right? It happens to everyone. So not only in business, but just in general everyday life. Rick Cotton told me he was making $35,000 a month. And you know the first thought that popped in my head?
That's not real.
This guy's full of crap, right? I just be honest with you. That's the first thought that popped in my head. I've heard it before, Rick. I'm not believing it. So then I learn about the coverage map. And I find out that nobody can lie and say anything. If I was to tell you guys, hey, I'm making 10 grand a month, you'd say, okay, where's your towers? I'd say Ocala. You say, okay, let's check it out. You zoom in, you click the tower, and you call me a liar, right? Rick Cotton told me he was making 35 grand a month. I said in my mind, this guy's a liar. I zoomed in down here. I found Vero Beach, Vero Beach down here. I zoomed in. I went to every tower. He gave me the names of all his towers. I went to each tower. I clicked on them. I wrote down the awards. I added it up. I times it by the current value. Sure enough, the guy's making 35 grand a month. So I like the transparency. There's no one that can say anything that's not provable.
Without a doubt.
And I mean, even just in Florida alone, Mitch, scroll down a little further to like the Stewart area. You know, there's so much opportunity here. Look, there's no coverage. There's one.
There will be soon. And
Yeah.
actually, no, actually, I reached out to Rick Cotton yesterday based on the Monday night call, right?
Oh, yeah?
And I knew he was in Vero, so I sent him a message on Facebook. I was like, hey, buddy, I'd love to just ask you a couple of questions. And he was kind enough to call me last evening. I'm pretty sure that's his, that Palm City one that's there. Because
Oh,
he said
okay.
or if it's not his, he's got one that he's going to be bringing down, right? But he said, I have a house in Palm City. And you know, like I say, that might be his, might not be his, but you know, I'm going to chat with him a little bit further because that area right there, that whole stored area, that's where I am, right? So we're going to start throwing some miners up in Stewart and Port St. Lucie here pretty soon.
Beautiful.
What I'm interested in, Mitchell, you know, during the call is so the actual the dollar side, right? And then explain to me about the crypto side, right? Is this how does it work from an unlimited amount of crypto and when, how do we actually receive dollars instead of crypto? Or kind of walk me through that scenario.
Yeah, so it's pretty simplistic once you get it. And that's another thing I'm going to film a video today on how to set up your wallet and everything, and I'm going to put it on the Facebook group. I'm going to do my very best to break everything down and make it super simple for everybody on there. But this is the general idea. You go to your app store, whether it's on Google or iPhone, the Play Store, the App Store, and you type in Helium, Helium. You download an app with the Helium symbol, you know, the little blue symbol.
Yep.
And you that's how you set up your hotspot once you get it, or your miner once you get it. There's a button that says set it up. It will say literally plug in your miner. You plug it in and it will say search for it on Bluetooth. You connect to Bluetooth, you type in your Wi-Fi password, you walk away. I mean, it's 2 minutes, it can be up and running. But in the same app, you have what they call a digital wallet. So all your H&T goes into this digital wallet. And when you get in through iHub, I don't know if you've signed up yet or not, but when you sign up through iHub, if you go down to the very bottom, let me pull it up. You'll go down to here and you'll click, you can still see it, right?
Yep.
You go down here, profile, edit H&T wallet. And you're going to copy your wallet and paste it in. That's my wallet address. So if anyone's feeling generous, you can send me some H&T.
All right.
So you're going to get that address right there from that app. You'll click wallet on the bottom left. You'll see that number. I recommend doing everything on your cell phone. That way you can copy and paste. If you try and type this in and you get one number off, the H&T goes and you'll never get it. Like, there is no customer support here when it comes to this, right? This is completely decentralized. So you want to copy that H&T wallet and paste it in. Don't try and type it in. And when your crypto gets mined from your miner, it goes into this wallet here, right? And then from this wallet, you can transfer it out. There's a little transfer button. You hit transfer and you can send it anywhere you want. You can send it to Uphold, which is what I use. It's UPHOLD. I can send you, I'm going to put a link to it in the Facebook group so everyone can get in. They just started accepting H&T. So you can send it to Uphold. And then at Uphill, if you ever bought or sold stocks, it's the exact same thing. You can click your H&T and you can sell half of it. You can sell one token, you can sell it all, whatever you want to do. And you turn it into USD, into money, and you can transfer it to your bank account. Super simple to do. It's really not difficult at all. And like I said, I'm going to be putting up some videos. We have, that's a great question, but I want you to focus also on right now addresses and miners, because we have about a month and a half to get you squared away on your wall and everything. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's focus on the addresses and getting everything plugged in. And in the meantime, within the next week, everyone will be squared away with a app with your wallet, and we'll make sure everyone's good to go.
So what goes in the wallet? Meaning, if I'm the owner, does 50% go in the wallet?
Yeah.
Right. And then if it's a host, 10% automatically go. I mean, I guess, I'm just thinking out loud, right? Is that, how
Yeah.
do,
Yeah, so if you have, say it's my miner and Rob, you're hosting it for me, I would get 50% of everything that it produces, and you would get 10% of everything it produces because you're the host.
Just
Now, if it's
automatic.
switched,
Sweet.
it's just automatically, you plug it all in. If it's switched, if you own it, I'm the host, I get 10%, you get 50.
Cool.
Mitchell,
And
does the host have to also then have access to the iHub Global dashboard? They have to set up everything, their wallet themselves as well? Or do we distribute the 10% to them?
Right now it's manual, we do it, but here
Okay.
very soon it's going to be the company will handle it. They do need to be in the back end. So I have the lady in Gainesville, she didn't want to deal with it. She's a doctor and she's very well off, and she's like, you can put it in my office, I don't care, but I'm not worried about the 10%. Well, shoot, okay. So I put it up there in her office. I went ahead and went to my iHub account and I put all her information in and signed her up, and I got her a wallet and everything, and I'm putting the 10% in there. She doesn't even know. So in a couple months, I'm going to say, hey, here's a couple $1,000. I appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And that's going to make people a believer, because having your own miners is exciting. Don't get me wrong. 35 grand a month is pretty freaking awesome, right? But the power of leverage, if you've been on the call, you've heard the phrase, I'd rather have 1% of 100 people's efforts than 100% of my own. So I told Pam about this. Pam is super excited because she sees the opportunity. She tells all of you about it. I'm going to get paid a percentage of all your miners, Rob.
Right.
And Rich, if you decide to jump on board, I'm going to get a paid percentage of all what you do, right? And Pam also told someone, Rich, are you the one that's in Spain?
Yeah, Mallorca, yeah.
Okay, so I was about to use you as an example. Pam has told someone that's all the way out in Spain, I've never been to Spain in my life, and I'm going to get paid from miners in Spain, right? That's mind blowing. And I'm not obviously trying to brag. I'm trying to show you the opportunity. What you guys have here is just absolutely incredible. Rich, you tell one person that you don't even know, they know someone in Germany. Now you're getting paid on miners in Germany. It spreads so fast because it's such an incredible opportunity that, yes, you want to get your own miners. That's why I ordered as many as I did. But the opportunity for leverage here is just ridiculous.
I
So
vote
we
for
get-
team meeting on the beach in Mallorca in 6 months.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Well, yeah,
I
I've
wait
got
6 months.
grand plans for this one. So, so my question is then, so by doing this, do I then get my own affiliate that if I tell other people and they buy into it, then I get the 10% of theirs? Is that how this works?
Yeah. If you haven't done it already, Pam can send you a link. You just type in all your information, you create a username and password, and you can log in. And when you log in, right up at the top here, this is the very first page you're going to see.
I did see that, and I tried, but I thought that was the case, and so I just simply get them to come on board because
Yeah. If you send
So-
this link right here to someone.
You share that.
Cool. So, I mean, this might explain a few things to some people as well, but well, I don't want to interrupt. Do you want to get to a point and then we ask questions?
No, we're good to go. Whatever you guys, I've shared my piece. So.
Okay. So could you bring up the coverage map and then go to just shimmy on over to the Mediterranean?
Oh man, I'm gonna look like an idiot here in geographic.
Hey, that's all right. One thing real quick, and then I gotta jump off for now, but Pam, I'm gonna call you in a little bit. Mitchell, thank you, and Rich, nice to meet you. Angel, same to you. How do I change, if I wanted to use, like I signed up with my email address, Prominent Advisor, so that's what's in my iHub. If I wanted to change it to like R Bauman, or if I, can I change the affiliate sign up page?
Whatever email address you used, that's right now, that's locked in, but you can
Okay.
go down to edit profile and you can change your email address here. But your email address, as far as what you use to log in, will stay the same.
Okay, got you. So it picks up the first part of everything before the @ sign. Okay, that's what I wanted to know, if it would change that. Okay, all good.
All right, thanks, man. Thanks for
Pam, I'll
jumping
call
on.
you this afternoon. Nice to meet you guys. Thank you.
You too.
All right,
Cool.
Rob.
Bye.
So yeah, if you could just zoom pretty much on the center there where it says Andorra, You can just, yeah, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in, zoom in. And then if you go, you see the little island to the left?
Over
Yeah,
here.
keep going. No, further left where there's already got some green on. Yeah, that one to the left. Yeah, straight ahead. That one there. That's
Right.
me, right? So
All
let's
right.
zoom in a little bit.
Over here.
Well, just onto the actual, no, that'll be fine. So come out a tiny bit. Yeah, cool. So you see where it says top right-hand corner, Estanyol, but don't zoom in on it, but you see where it says Cestanyol, sort of top right-hand corner. There's 3 in a place called Son Bilbao or whatever it is. So I'm about there, right, in a tiny little village at the moment. And potentially I've got one person who's going to do it who's about 2 miles away from me. I was going to do it in the house I'm in now, which is like where my parents live, and they've got a 3-story, put it on the roof type thing in this sort of outbuilding on the roof almost. So I reckon I'll reach him. And then there's another guy that I know who's about 500 meters away, so it should reach him. And he runs a holiday rental, if you like, business. So he's got houses all over the island that he rents out to people.
Oh, wow.
And another guy I know does the same thing. And so what I'm hoping to do is essentially get them bought into the idea, and then they can put them in these houses because there's no one can come here at the moment anyway. And so I can potentially get them all over the island. And at the same time, I'm looking to move from here down to the capital, which is Palma, where all those green ones are, right down in there. Have a look in there. And so the plan is for me to be in there and try and get a guy so if you go to the left, I'll show you. If you go to a bit more to the left, zoom in again. This will blow your mind. Zoom in a bit more. There, basically that one where you are now, right next to you, that one. Click on that, have a look at that one.
Yeah.
No, it's not that one. There's another one that's making 1,100 a month, and I think he
Oh
must
my
be on
gosh.
the top of a building.
Wow.
Yeah,
1,100 tokens a month.
1,100 tokens.
Oh my
That's
gosh, look at that.
absolutely-
Wow.
yeah. So the plan is that I'm going to move to there with my brother, and well, if this works out, obviously we'll have the money, but we've also got all this chatbot stuff we're doing with Palm, and it's all kicking off at the moment. So the hope is I might get a penthouse. So I'll be, because I know you've got to get height.
Well, the higher you get, yeah, the better it's going to perform for sure.
So, and I think I'm trying to get my head around this, you know, when you send out maybe it's a little bit further down, but yeah, you send out, yeah, go where it says El Torino, I think. Have a look at that one anyway, though. That one there, try that one.
They're all doing great.
Yeah,
I
they're
mean,
doing fantastic.
So yeah, but I think that one is, will that one actually bring that one up? No.
I'd be
So
happy.
yeah, one of them I looked, and one was doing 900 and one was doing 1,100, and I'm thinking, oh, hello.
There you go.
look.
Wow. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That guy right there
But
is
look
probably
what he's
one of the
connected
happiest
to.
people I know.
So yeah, so look at his connection map, because this is what I'm trying to get my head around. So you know, if you move up, you can see his connections.
Yeah.
So, and then zoom out. So you see how he's connecting to ones that are miles away, right?
Yeah.
What I'm thinking of doing is connecting up north to where I am at the moment, because I've got lots of as I say, I've got friends who can put all these in different places. So because of the amount of area you're covering, is that when you get more tokens because you're increasing the network?
Yeah. Well, obviously you want them in the sweet spot, like we were showing on Helium Place.
Right.
You want that if you have them in the sweet spot in the green, you're going to make more. But mine, I'm connecting with one that's like 5 miles away. and I don't have an antenna yet. I'm getting an antenna today. But when I started connecting with that one, I started to do better.
Yeah.
But if that same miner was here, I'd be doing really well, so it's great to connect to as many as you can. The more in the sweet spot, the better it's going to do. But like where you're at now, it's okay. I kind of like the idea that there's none around because I can build it out myself,
Sure.
I can create my own opportunity. So yeah, but I mean, down by that city too, you don't have to even build it out. You get one and put it up super high and you're collecting 1,200 a month. I mean, that's ridiculous. That's that's like 20 grand a month
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
one. So,
Wow.
So if I live next door to him, well, within like 400 meters, do I do better if I can connect to him? Does that help how well he's
I'm not
doing?
gonna- yeah, it will definitely help you. Now, you're not going to do as well as him unless you get up as high as him,
Yeah.
But yeah, if you connect to him, that's a powerhouse. It's definitely going to boost you. So,
And so if you're in a city, because I looked at, for example, Manhattan, and there's so many there, and they're all falling all over each other. So there'll be lots within the red area, and you can't do anything about it. Because I suspect that there's going to be loads more. Someone's doing something in this tiny little island. There's quite a few there. I think it's like number 15 city in the world for how many hotspots there are or something.
yeah.
When I was looking. And so if you are in one, if there are a few around you, is that, how there's the little code on the bottom right where it says you get one or you get half? Is that what you would provision and work out?
Yeah, I think in more populated cities, you're going to see, in some cases, reduced reward rates.
Yeah.
But I don't know that, to be honest, I'll have to look into it to give you a better answer because, see, this one's maxed out. It's getting 100 reward rate, and it's right in the middle of a massive city. So I can't say for sure. I'll look into that and get you a better answer.
Yeah, cool. So
right.
The other thing I found out about was a 5G thing.
Yeah.
So if you just put a 5G thing and plug it into the network, which I know we're not doing these necessarily at the moment, they're not coming out yet, but I'm just sort of trying to think ahead a little bit. Does that mean that you are providing 5G to the area, or does 5G need to be in the actual vicinity provided by like a Sprint?
I don't, to be honest, I know nothing about that. Right. And me personally, I'm not interested. Maybe I'm a little weird, but I don't want that thing plugged in my house. So I haven't really looked into it other than when I first saw this opportunity, I wanted to make sure it wasn't 5G. So that's the only thing I know about that. I did see that though recently that they're coming out in the future with miners that are producing a 5G network. And from my understanding, when you plug it in, you're going to be providing a 5G coverage within a certain mile radius of the miner, but I don't know anything about that.
Okay, cool. Yeah, well, so I mean, I'm up for the whole thing. It's class.
We may retire from bots.
That's it, yeah.
I hope we can all retire.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to jump on here, but I'll be available all day after 12:45-ish. So hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, email, whatever. Join the Facebook group and we can communicate on there as well.
Okay.
Thank you. And I am recording this, so I'll make sure that I send a copy of the recording to everybody.
That would be great. Thank you so much, Pam.
Okay, thank you, Mitchell.
All right, take care.
Bye, Rich.
Thanks, everyone.
Bye,
Bye-bye.
Angel.